All right, let's talk about a truly fascinating record from 1973. We're diving deep into Donovan's 10th studio album, Cosmic Wheels. And trust me, this album is something special. It's this amazing, one-of-a-kind bridge between the mystical folk he was known for in the 60s and that glittery, explosive glam rock scene that was taking over the world.
So to really get what makes this album tick, you've got to picture the scene. It's the early 70s in London. The whole Woodstock, peace and love vibe of the 60s, it's kind of fading into the rearview mirror. By 72, music is changing, and it's changing fast. You've got David Bowie, T-Rex, glam rock is exploding, and it's rewriting all the rules.
And smack dab in the middle of all this change, you have Donovan. I mean, he's only 26, but he's already a huge folk icon, the Sunshine Superman. But his career, it's hitting a bit of a snag. His last few albums were really personal, more about his family life, and they just weren't selling. He was standing at a major crossroads.
So what do? Well, he makes a brilliant strategic move. He decides to get back together with Mickey Most, the producer, the guy who was behind all his biggest, most mind-bending psychedelic hits from the 60s. The plan was pretty simple, really. Let's try to recapture some of that old magic and make some hits again.
Okay, and this is where the story takes a turn and gets really, really interesting. They booked time to record at Morgan Studios in London. But here's the thing. They had no idea who was going to be in the studio right next door. And this one coincidence would end up shaping the entire sound and feel of Cosmic Wheels.
I mean, you can't make this up. In one room, you've got Donovan, the quintessential peaceful, mystical folk singer, trying to create this astral journey of an album. And then, right through the wall, you've got Alice Cooper, the absolute king of shock rock, recording his chaotic glam masterpiece, Billion Dollar Babies. And get this, Cooper actually invited Donovan to come sing backup on the title track, which of course went to #1.
This quote just nails it perfectly. You can literally feel that creative energy in the studio air, and when you listen to the final album, you can hear it. You can hear Donovan's peaceful hippie vibe tangling with the raw, loud, chaotic energy of glam rock that was happening just a few feet away. It's like the sound was bleeding through the walls.
So what's the result of all this creative chaos? Well, it's Cosmic Wheels. It's a really tight 37-minute long record. It's got this amazing cover art, which is actually based on this old 19th century engraving, a perfect hint at the themes inside. And you know what? It worked. The album hit the top 20 in both the UK and the US, and the single, I Like You, became his very last song to ever hit the Billboard charts. It definitely put him back on the map.
All right, so let's drop the needle on side A, shall we? This first half of the album is where we really dive into that mystical exploration. We're talking astrology, these beautiful, dreamy lullabies, but also that little hint of glam rock energy that was seeping in from next door.
So side A really gets this cosmic journey started right. You've got these tracks that are just soaked in astrological themes, like Earth Sign Man, which is all about his own Taurus sign, and then these super dreamy tracks like Sleep. It's a perfect mix of folk, pop, and a little bit of rock.
The whole thing kicks off with the title track, Cosmic Wheels, and it's this wonderful, whimsical folk rock song. It's got this great, subtle electric guitar, and the lyrics are all about fate and intergalactic travel. It honestly feels like he's inviting you to some kind of cosmic carnival. It just perfectly sets the tone. And then, bam, you get hit with Wild Witch Lady. This is where that glam influence really comes through loud and clear. The whole track is just driven by this powerful, punchy drumming from the absolute legend, Cozy Powell. Yeah, the same guy who later played with Rainbow. This song gives the album a huge shot of rock energy. It really shows Donovan wasn't just watching the glam scene from the sidelines, he was soaking it all in.
Okay, time to flip the record over. On side B, the whole mood shifts a bit. The mysticism is definitely still there, but now it's mixed with this fantastic sense of the absurd, some genuine cosmic humor, and even some really down-to-earth reflective moments. Side B is just all over the map, in the best way. You get this beautiful orchestral song about nomadic musicians called the Music Makers, and then you get the wonderfully bizarre Intergalactic Laxative. Yeah, we absolutely have to talk about that one.
Okay, I'm not exaggerating when I say this might be the craziest highlight of the whole record. It's a moment that's just pure, unfiltered Donovan humor, and once you hear it, you will never, ever forget it.
The song is literally called Intergalactic Laxative. And yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's this hilarious, satirical song that's poking fun at all the spiritual consumerism of the time. Almost like it's a musical cure for hippie stress. It's got this super goofy chorus, a riff that makes you laugh. It's just pure, silly, wonderful fun designed to, as they say, purge the soul.
And then, to go from the completely absurd to the completely charming, you get I Like You. This was the album's big single. It's just a super catchy, upbeat pop folk song with this fantastic slide guitar part from Chris Spedding. It's the kind of song that makes you want to, as one critic put it, just dance around barefoot.
So, when you step back and look at the whole thing, what's the lasting legacy of Cosmic Wheels? Let's talk a little about the production, how people reacted to it, and why, for all its quirks, it's still such a beloved cult favorite today. Well, critics have always been kind of split on this record. Back in the day, a critic like Robert Christgau just thought it was inconsistent. More recently, you'll see reviews that call it a little forced, but still praise its capricious charm. But for the fans, for the people who love this album, it's all about what one source calls its late hippie honesty, and its totally unique, whimsical spirit. And you really have to give so much of the credit here to the producer, Mickey Most. He did such an amazing job polishing this strange mix of sounds. He took Donovan's acoustic, folksy side and blended it perfectly with those electric glam rock touches from guys like Cozy Powell. He found that perfect sweet spot that made it all accessible without watering it down.
And that's exactly why Cosmic Wheels is, for so many people, the perfect way to get into Donovan's music. It's easy to listen to, but it's also deep and just wonderfully strange. It's really no surprise that an artist like David Bowie, who was also mixing folk with glam, pointed to Donovan's songwriting as a huge influence. This album really captures a one-of-a-kind artist at a one-of-a-kind moment.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is Cosmic Wheels just an eccentric, quirky relic from the 70s? Or is it something more? A timeless, whimsical escape? Honestly, the best way to find out is to go give it a listen and decide for yourself. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.